back with my next episode, or our next episode of product placement. That is the collaboration that I do with Rachel Reynolds. I will make sure to link her video in the description of mine. Plus, I will try to also remember to link the playlist for all previous product placement videos. And we've done things like wood veneer and chipboard and acrylics, sequins, so lots of different things. But anyway, so this month I am going to scrapbook these two photos. They were photos of my setup at my recent retreat that I went to, or fairly recent retreat that I went to. Here's my desk. We didn't have as many people there this particular time, so I also had a second table next to me. I don't know what those tables are, but 4x6, 4x7, 8, something like that. Anyway, so I had two tables, which was great because I could really spread out. So I'm going to do that. Now, our chosen product this month is word stickers. So Rachel and I were both working on last month's, and she was, at some point she made a comment to me that she had all these word stickers and maybe it should be a episode of product placement, and I said, let's do it for November. So I grabbed my Simple Stories, some Simple Stories products. So I grabbed my Crafty Girl collection because I'm getting close to being at the end of the papers, but I have a ton of these stickers left, and I have them in other things as well too, other lines. I also have them in like this, like these Jelly Bean Soup stickers. So I'm going to hang on to these just in case I decide to use them somewhere else. I don't know that this will work with the idea about how I'm going to use them this time though. So I have these. I've measured what I'm intending to do, so I think they're going to work using these. If I need to mix things in, I also ended up with not one, but two of these sheets of stickers from the Simple Stories Faith collection. They have lots of things in here that I could use as well in the Simple Stories with the Simple Stories Crafty Girl collection as well. So I'm going to take those and I am going to use them to create a border along my matted paper here. We'll see how that works out, guys. So I am going to put you on fast forward. Okay, so I'm going to start out by taking that yellow paper, which is the polka dot paper, which is Chamel's Little by Little, the pint-sized fun paper, and I'm going to mount my photos onto that first. I'll leave just a little bit of a space between the two of them just to give some delineation because there's a lot going on in both photos. And then I'm going to cut that and add or leave a fairly wide border there, you see, because I'm going to be putting those stickers on that border. So now I have grabbed my stickers from the Crafty Girl sheet, and I'm just kind of making sure that I'm leaving a little bit of space at the end on where I started it, because I want the stickers to sort of wrap around the corners. And I've sped this up to 10 times what it took me to do it. It only took me probably about 15 minutes or so to do this. It didn't really take all that long. The hardest time that I had was when I got to the corners right here to try to figure out what was going to fit. And then as I was doing this, every time I was kind of looking at colors. I didn't alternate them in any kind of pattern or anything like that, but just so that, you know, I didn't end up with two blues next to each other, or in this particular case down here, too close to each other. So again, I'm just kind of looking to see what I can do here. And, you know, like I said, didn't take me that long. I finally got started on A Million Little Things, so was watching that. Now I'm going back to my normal sped up speed, and then I just showed you there, I didn't finish all the stickers on that Crafty Girl sheet, but I finished most of them, which is really exciting. Now I am taking the striped paper, and by the way, those stickers all came from the Crafty Girl combo cardstock stickers. Now I am going to take that striped paper from Crafty Girl, that's the handmade paper, and that will be my background, and I'm going to mount a 4.5-inch strip of that floral paper which is the Craft Night paper, and that has the girls on the back of it. And then I'll just ink the edges of that. There were some, the navy paper was so, the edges were so white when I cut it, I just inked it. I did toy with putting a border on there for just a little bit and then realized that I would cover up most of the border anyway, so I decided not to do that. Now I know I want this plaid paper behind my sticker, my mat with the stickers, so I'm going to kind of look at how do I want to do that, and things were slipping and sliding a little bit there. I decided that at one point I thought I might offset it a little bit, but then I decided I really actually liked all the stickers kind of sitting on the same background piece there. So that stripe paper, the plaid paper, is the Live Love Create paper. So I'm putting a fairly wide border, much wider than I normally do for photo mats. And I love the way this looks, you guys. The border is great. I think this would be fun to do this again. I have a bunch of these word stickers in a Simple Stories Boy collection, so I'm thinking I need to do one of these with some photos of my grandsons. It would be like perfect, and that would end up in their album, so you wouldn't see two of them in mine. Now I am going to the Crafty Girl Bits and Pieces, which are the die cuts, and I'm just trying to figure out some things that I'd like to put on here for embellishment. Now obviously I have a lot of embellishment on there already because of the stickers, but they kind of, to your eye, just end up being another pattern because they're so symmetrical. It's not like you really see that as a lot of embellishment. At least I don't, but then again, I like embellishment. All right, so what I'm looking at here is I'm looking at how my edges lay on things. I don't want to trap any white space in between pieces there. I want to make sure that all of the embellishments overlap each other. Plus, as I've said many times before, you want things to touch as many things as they can, because that will help bring your layout together. So like the words there that I'm working with, I'm looking at having it touch all three pieces. I'm also here working with odd numbers. That a lot of times will also help your clusters look good to your eye. Our eyes just see odd numbers as making sense to us. I do want to journal a little bit, so as I'm working, I finally settle on, okay, I like that, and I'm using more words there, which is fine with me. So I'm using that, which is where my title is coming from, and then I'm using that journaling spot, and then the rolls of washi tape there as well. And again, when I'm doing that, I'm overlapping things, making sure like that washi tape touches the word stickers, it touches the plaid paper, it touches the two other embellishments, and it touches the background as well there too. Now on the top, I found that piece that says Create Beauty and then the flowers. I wasn't loving exactly how that camera looked. I kept thinking I might want something else underneath it to give it kind of a shelf to rest on. That was bothering me quite a bit. I'm going to solve that though. And I think part of it is that I think if you look, the edge of the camera and part of the edge of that Create Beauty die cut are about the same. And that's not good. You also want things to be, some things to be in further, some things to be out further. Usually your bottom layer of the embellishment will be out further, so there's a quote shelf, and the top one won't, and that's what was causing my problem here, but I'm going to solve that in just a minute. So I added some flowers up there, some flower stickers, and then in the bottom I did add that little glass there. So now I'm trying to give it a shelf there. The stickers, the floral stickers, came from the combo cardstock sheet, and so did that little stamp on the bottom right. Now I found this die cut of the buttons there, of the button, and that made all the difference for me, because now the camera edge and the Create Beauty edges might be the same, but there's something in between them, and that's a kind of like a little resting place for your eye. So it makes more sense to me now. So look for things like that as well. When I'm creating clusters, I'm not creating exactly the same. I mean, you can see my clusters are all, at least the top left and the bottom right, are very different. But I've repeated some colors, and I've tried to include colors from the layout itself in there as well. Now I'm going to add in another texture, so I'm adding in these enamel dots from the Paper Studio, which is Hobby Lobby. It's the gemstones in green and the enamel stickers. I did, by the way, manage to get another, not one, but 2 word stickers on where that glass is, with scissors and paintbrushes and pens and stuff. And there's the second sticker. So yay me. I didn't count how many of these I used. I should have, so I could tell you, but it's a lot, obviously. And now I found that tab on the sheet. It's down by the word stickers, and that says I love crafts. So I'm putting that up there, and that again kind of extends that cluster over a little bit. It's not like just hanging off the edge, if you can see what I mean. I'm looking for something at the bottom as well, thinking I'd like to repeat that, but I'd have a harder time because it would be right next to words. So what I ended up doing is I ended up using a colored tab with a pin through it, added back in the enamel dot there as well. All right, guys, here's a still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you're all well. Don't forget to check out Rachel's layout in the comments. Bye, everybody.